Please tell me I am not the only one that is exhausted. Oh my goodness. It has been an incredibly long day over here in the Abraham household. And it is 9:40 Central Standard Time. And I was planning on going live at 8 p.m. tonight. Whew. But my house had other plans. My kids had other plans, and they needed me tonight. So if you understand this concept of being exhausted, overwhelmed, drained, feels like you can't even keep your eyelids open, all you want to do at the end of the day after you get your kids, after you get your kids in bed, is you just want to like lay down on the couch, watch a TV show, numb out, right? It is late. Hi, Catherine. Hi. Yeah, I should be snoozing away right now, but I'm in the middle of a 5-day series that I promised you guys. And so pulled myself out of, I was like laying down next to my daughter even, and I was like, nope, nope, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. So I'm just curious, scale of 1 to 10, how exhausted are you? I'm just curious. Hello, Marissa. Marissa's one of our Calm the Chaos students. Catherine is an alumni. So scale of 1 to 10, how exhausted are you? Maybe today you're doing okay, but here's the thing that I know is that I know that 2020 has been a year. It has kind of thrown us moms for a loop. A lot has been expected of us. Not only are we, expected to take care of our kids and help them through all the things that are going on, but we're also expected to keep up our jobs and run our businesses. And Marissa says, I'm at work. Sabrina says a 10. Laura's a 10. Catherine's a 7. Well, can I just be honest with you guys? I had a whole outline. It's an amazing, amazing training that I had planned for you guys on how to deal with exhaustion and overwhelm. And honestly, I am going to throw it out because I feel like you deserve for me to be 100% real with you right now because I'm exhausted. I've had a really long day. My son was really struggling tonight. When I planned to go live earlier today, it didn't work out. And so here I am, about an hour past my bedtime, still up doing this training for you. And I can feel it. I can see it. I mean, I was going to get all dressed up, gonna do my hair, put on a pretty outfit, use my standing desk and have all this energy. And then I thought, why would I fake it? Why would I pretend to have energy to talk to mamas about overwhelm and exhaustion and feeling burnt out? That is just not fair for me to put on this facade. And so, hope it's okay, but here I am showing up unapologetically exhausted, unapologetically tired. But I've got good news for you because I know that there's an end in sight. And there used to be a time in my life where this exhaustion was day in and day out and day in and day out. And it felt like it was never going to ever go away. And I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I liken it to being in a deep, dark cave. And there could be all these things surrounding you, all these people surrounding you. But because it's so dark, you have no idea that there's even an exit to the cave. I feel like that is the exhaustion I used to feel when we were dealing with massive meltdowns, when we were dealing with hospital visits and constant arguments. I feel like that's kind of where I was. And, we've helped so many parents through before this year and before March, but since March, we've helped almost 1,000 parents dealing with this utter exhaustion that happens with everything going on in the world, with the decisions that are having to be made, um, with the planning and the prepping and the transitions and the constant change, all that is draining on us. So I've got a couple of tips that I want to give you because there is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I want to provide you that hope. So this is day 3 of our Finish 2020 Strong series. And I don't feel super strong right now because I'm like tired. But I'm excited for you because I know that this works. I know that what I'm going to share with you, what I have to offer, what we share in our Calm the Chaos program, it works, it works, it works, it works. And so I want to share a couple of tips as if you were in our program because I coach moms on this all day, every day. But I'm a real mom right there in the trenches with you. So some days I lose my like pippy happy self. And so here I am, all real with you guys. Totally okay, Kelly. You don't have to be sorry. I have so much hope for because I know tomorrow I'll wake up with a renewed energy, and I'm going to do these things that I'm telling you so that you know I'm walking the walk, talking the talk, and not just like making stuff up so that it sounds good for you. So, I'm going to share a couple of tips for you guys, but like I said, this is day 3 of our series. So I'm going to grab the link for you in case you haven't, in case you don't have that link to our 5-day series. So let me go ahead and grab our 5-day series. If you're watching on the 5-day series page, you know that there is a button below to join our wait list for Black Friday. We have got an epic bundle, and one of the bundles inside of that bundle, so it's 7 bundles in one of the bundles for Black Friday that we're putting together is all about exhaustion and overwhelm. And so I want to share a couple of tips, and I've got my doodle here, so I'm going to pull that up. Even my doodle's tired. There it is. All right. Let's see here. There we go. All right. All right. All right. Does that look familiar? Right? Does that look familiar? Exhaustion, overwhelm. So there's a couple things that I want to talk about today. When we're feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, sometimes we can beat ourselves up, especially if we are the ones that are responsible for helping our kids. We're responsible for getting them ready. We're responsible for their e-learning. We're responsible for making the decisions of the household. It can be quite exhausting, especially if we are raising kiddos that are out of the box, that don't fit the mold, who already are a little bit more exhausting to parent. We love them dearly, but they can bring on a lot of exhaustion. And so one of the things that I find is when we have this like long to-do list, we can feel like we have to keep going. Like we'll just keep going, we'll keep chugging, we'll keep adding. And that is the most that's what our intuition tells us to do. But I'm going to share something that is very counterintuitive that I actually want you to do. So when you're feeling this like absolute overwhelm, exhaustion, and you feel like you're burning out, what I want you to do is very first step is I want you to stop. And I want you to picture a fly. And we've all seen this in our house, I believe, where there is a fly in the house and it's like at the window and it's trying to get out, it's trying to get out, it's trying to get out. And you can see that, man, if it just backed up just a little bit, if it stopped just buzzing and trying to do, well, then it could just see that all it has to do is go up a little bit and it could fly out the window. And when we're exhausted, it's not as easy for us to see the way forward. So the very first step is we have to stop. It is the number one step that I want each of you to make is I want you to stop. And you could do that right now. Just tell yourself, stop. It's okay to stop. It is okay to not keep going. And I know there's a massive list of things in your head right now, but I want you to stop. That is the most important thing when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling exhausted. Now, the next thing I want you to do after this, and I'm going to do this, I actually am going to do this right before when I get off this, and I did it right before I got on, is I want you to find one thing that fills your battery. Okay. Now, right now, your battery is drained and you cannot keep going unless you recharge it. Now, a lot of people think that that means self care, and that means, getting getting your hair done. But, in COVID, when the hair salons are shut down, you're probably not going to be able to do that. A lot of people think it means having time away from your kids, but you can do this without having any time away from your kids. So what I want you to instead think of is you've stopped. Now, how can you recharge your battery? Because you're not going to be able to prioritize, you're not going to be able to make good decisions if your battery is drained. So what are some things that you could do that fill your battery? For one, drinking some water. Promise this is water. Stepping outside. Now, if it's late at night, you probably don't want to do that. But think, what are some things that you could do to fill your battery? Could this be that you are drinking water? Could you be moving and exercise? And I know, guys, when you are tired, the last thing you want to do is move. But moving our body can help so much when we are feeling exhausted. So, can we move? Right? What can you do that's going to fill your battery? I'm going to tell you, scrolling Facebook, scrolling the news, not going to invigorate you. Instead, it's just going to drain you. Another thing you can do to get your energy up is to connect, to cuddle, to hug on someone, to connect with someone. This could also be connecting with a friend. So sometimes just texting a friend. Oh, a dance party. I love that, Sarah. What a great idea. Turning on some music, doing a dance party, maybe having a quick snack like some fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. Those are all things that can kind of recharge your battery. Honestly, connecting for me recharges my battery, but for some of you, that might not work. So once you've stopped, once you've recharged your battery, then the next step, and this does not, guys, this can take 1 minute. Okay. So I know some people think that recharge means that you have to find the time. No, 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 no. 1 minute here. Like just, 10 seconds to stop, 10 seconds to recharge. Do something that's going to get your blood flowing. It's going to get your chemicals moving around in your brain, and it's going to give you a boost of energy. So from there, don't just start going into do, right? What I want you to do now is I want you to do something that's called a brain dump. So you're actually just going to dump out everything that's on your mind. And I want you to think of, how we all have like the clutter drawer, or we have the catch-all basket, or you have a crap basket where everything lands inside of it. Do you know what I'm talking about? And if you were to put that stuff away, it can feel really overwhelming. Sometimes this happens like in the car, in the glove compartment. It happens in between the seats in the car, or like a kid's toy chest. It just ends up getting all this crud in there. So what can you do to organize that, to clean that up? Well, you've got to dump it out and see everything that's there. And so we like to do a brain dump. And this is where you literally, no bad ideas. You are just putting all your ideas down on paper. You are just listing them out. And you're going to go until your brain literally can't dump anymore. And for some of our coaching students, this is, oh my goodness, like dumping, they'll do like 3 or 4 pages, right? So instead of that, what you really want to focus on is, and there's a whole strategy for brain dumping that we cover inside of our Calm the Chaos program. But for now, the concept of let me just get it down on paper, because when you do that, you are almost like um, letting go of all the things, right? You're just like, blah, I'm going to get it out of my head. And once you do that, now all this mess, all this muck is down on paper and you can see it. And then from there, you can choose just the top pieces. Yeah, Jen Beanie says this was game changer for me. So see, you can even see from the picture, it's starting to get a little bit more order, right? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to prioritize. And I'm going to pick the things that are going to move the needle. So for me, I mean, it's almost bedtime. So I am going to brain dump what was left for me. And then I am going to wrap those top three things, top one thing, especially since it's late at night, I'll probably just pick one. But if I felt this way in the morning, let's be honest, sometimes we feel like this in the morning, then I would pick my top three things. And then I would start working through those things through the day. And here's the last piece I want you to do. This one is the most important piece. Most important piece is I'm going to give you something and I want you to take it and use it. I am giving you a permission slip. Okay? I am giving you a permission slip. Give yourself permission to say, it is okay if I am tired. It is okay if I don't get to everything. It is okay if I need a day to recharge. It is okay if I'm not 100% on all the time. You are human and you are going through something that the world hasn't gone through in over 100 years. And you have to give yourself permission. I mean, we're going into a holiday week. I'm sure that there are, actually, I do know that there are emotions that are getting triggered in most of us, that the like to-do list and the thoughts and the transitions in our kids, and not being able to see families or being able to see families, all those decisions are coming up right now. And it is completely human for you to be exhausted and overwhelmed. And so if you take these 5 steps, if you stop, you recharge, you dump it, you prioritize it, and you give yourself permission to not get it perfect, right? To be human. We do something called progress, not perfection. Give yourself permission for progress, not perfection, right? To show up, to be there, to love, to hug. That is going to help you so incredibly much as you move forward to conquer 2020. Now, as I said, this is day 3 of our 5-day series. And if you're not already, just let me know in the comments. Are you in already for our 5-day series? If so, just put I'm in. And I'll go ahead and put the link one more time to the 5-day series. But here's the thing is today we talked about how to get out of overwhelm and exhaustion. And I'm talking about very real tactical things. I could have talked about so many other things, but I wanted to give you something that was practical, that was useful, that you could take away right now today. Now, Sarah says, I'm in. I love that. Now, for those of you who want to go deeper, who you're like, okay, that was a great little tidbit, but I need more. I'm reminded of Kylie, who is a mom of 8. Oh my goodness. Now, Kylie has been she's a student of ours in our coaching program, and Kylie, mom of 8. And when she started Calm the Chaos, she was literally drowning in overwhelm, just trying to manage her household and all of her kids. And every time she tried to do something, her 2-year-old little Gracie would get into absolutely everything. And it would just add more to the stress. There were piles of laundry all over the place, and they were sending her mind spiraling. She didn't know where to start. She felt unfocused constantly. And then she started to do these steps that I'm talking about right here. She started to focus on herself, on her own overwhelm. She started stopping and taking small moments in the day to breathe and recharge. She started finding systems like this to dump out her brain and prioritize. And it helped her tackle her daily task. And now it's so awesome. By giving herself permission to not get it perfect, she actually not only got to the root of Gracie's struggles, but she also is able to get her kids to help with dinner and clean up. There's systems in place so that the laundry is getting taken care of. She's able to, they're on lockdown again, and she's homeschooling with the kids. And she has found time to start her own business. Like, I know that sounds pretty like far-fetched right now while we're exhausted and overwhelmed, but it just goes to show what the ripple effect, what can happen when we really take that time to stop and recharge and set up systems that help us be successful. Now, speaking of systems, we have put together an incredible Black Friday bundle. If I don't say so myself, it is epic. So we have got that bundle. I'm going to grab that link for you. It's not available yet, but you can get on the wait list. So I'm going to put that link in the comments for you. And you can go to calmthechaosworkshop.com/BF dash waitlist. Melanie, absolutely this can help with anxiety, because what you're doing is you're just stopping. You're not letting those worries and fears just escalate. And then you're recharging, you're feeding your body and your soul with what it needs. And then you're still allowing yourself to feel the feelings, get it all out, and then pick what's going to help you move forward. 100% this can help. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link here for the wait list or the Black Friday bundle, because talking about systems, we have put together this epic bundle that is 7 bundles in one. Now, it's going to include one bundle that is just about how to go from exhausted and overwhelmed to calm and in control. We've got another bundle that's all about meltdowns, tantrums, sibling fighting. We've got another one that's all about how to get your kids to listen, put away electronics, do schoolwork, deal with school refusal, all of that. And then finally, we've got another one that's all about like these 2 big behaviors. And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, is how to deal with like the endless energy and the oversensitivities with our kids being cooped up, and especially going into a holiday. Maybe you've got a picky eater. Maybe your kids don't like loud noises. Maybe your kids don't like loud crowds. Maybe you're not going to be around other people and they just are constantly jumping on furniture and you can't get them to settle down. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow. But we have an entire bundle inside of our Black Friday bundle for this specifically. And then we are adding on our 3 most popular bundles of all time into our Black Friday bundle. So you're going to want to make sure you're on the wait list. Be sure to let me know. I'm in the comments. If you are signed up for the wait list. I know some of you have already jumped in. You've already done that. You've already grabbed your spot on the wait list, so you don't have to worry about waking up early on Thursday morning. You are going to be the first to be notified. Now, I'm just curious, for those of you who have been here through the call, I'm curious, many of you guys started at a 10 or a 9 or a 7, and I'm curious if just stopping and focusing on one thing to recharge you and brain dumping and prioritizing and giving yourself permission, if that lowered that overwhelm and that exhaustion just a tad. So where are you at now that you've got a system that you can put into place? It's a small system. It's not all of it, but it is enough to get you started. And sometimes that's what you need, is that momentum, right, to get unstuck. Now, if you're watching this over on our 5-day page, there's a link right below to get on our wait list. And I can tell, I'm seeing you guys come on to the wait list as we speak. Awesome. So amazing. Okay. All right. All right. You guys are amazing. I would love to know, those of you that implement this, that give this a shot, I'd love to know how it goes for you. We have a tendency to do, and I'm asking you to stop, to recharge, to brain dump, pick 1 to 3 items, that are high priorities that are going to move the needle forward, and then give yourself permission to not get it perfect. Now, I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna have more energy tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about how to deal with kids who have endless energy, who are hyperactive, who are oversensitive, maybe even kids who are picky eaters, but really just those like too much behaviors that are a struggle. And we're gonna be talking about how that is related to your child's sensory needs, and then what you can do about it. And I'm going to be sharing another piece to the puzzle of our epic Black Friday bundle that is right around the corner. I will see you guys tomorrow. Go to calmthechaosworkshop.com/BF-waitlist. See you then. Bye, guys.